guys, welcome to Classic Rock and Country Music Facts and Trivia. Appreciate you being here. Before we get started, please subscribe. Thank you very much. Did I mention? Please subscribe. Thank you very much. Today's video. First, I want to warn you before we get started, the language in this, it's a little bit, I'm just quoting. But if you don't like the language, you might just want to close your ears on part of it or whatever. It's on Mike Love of the Beach Boys. And when they were being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and his attitude toward the whole thing, it was just pitiful. I mean, it was just terrible. It blew my mind that anybody could be that way, and when they're being inducted, and well, it's not really a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in my mind, but it's supposed to be this big honor for some of them, and you know, and he's bashing the Stones and bashing the Beatles and bashing Billy Joel and Springsteen through the whole thing. Let's take a look. The Beach Boys center stage for the 3rd annual Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's induction ceremony, accepting some well-earned kudos. Most acceptance speeches are filled with colorful history and personal stories and insight. Singer Mike Love's was also unforgettable, but not for the same reason. His cousin, bandmate, and universally recognized Beach Boys genius Brian Wilson spoke first at the ceremony. Wilson had only recently begun to get his life back in order following years of substance abuse and untreated mental illness. Sounding a bit unsteady and reading from a prepared speech, he spoke of respect he had for everyone in the room. Now, meanwhile, Mike Love was pacing around him from side to side and reading over his shoulder, interrupting. He grabbed and readjusted the microphone several times to make mindless quips, leaving Wilson increasingly frazzled. When it came Love's turn to speak, he began quietly, almost bashfully, remembering when he and Wilson first started writing songs. He spoke of the Beach Boys' love for harmony in music and in life. But within a minute of the serene introduction, his speech took a turn when he started hurling a series of bombs that fell on musicians, starting with a lament for Paul McCartney's absence at the Beatles induction that evening due to an ongoing lawsuit against Ringo Starr and Yoko Ono. Beach Boys did about 180 performances last year. He said, "I'd like to see the Mop Top match that. I'd like to see Mick Jagger get out on stage and do I Get Around versus Jumpin' Jack Flash any day now. And I'd like to see some people kick out the jams, and I'd challenge the boss to get up on stage and jam." He wasn't done. "I want to see Billy Joel, see if he can still tickle the ivories," he said. "I know Mick Jagger won't be here tonight. He's going to have to stay in England. But I'd like to see us in the Coliseum and he at Wembley Stadium because he's always been chicken shit to get on stage with the Beach Boys." Jagger was actually at the induction ceremony that night. Love was issuing a challenge, but he also later joked that he never got to the punchline. He went on to state the obvious. "I don't care what anybody in this room thinks," he said. "A lot of people are going to go out of this room thinking Mike Love is crazy." Paul Schaefer, who was leading the house band that night, tried to play Love off stage at one point, but it didn't work. Meanwhile, the rest of the Beach Boys were steamed. Carl Wilson came up to me afterward. He handed me his award and said, "Our career is over," Schaefer recalled. Later that evening, Bob Dylan famously responded to Love in his own induction speech, saying, "I want to thank Mike Love for not mentioning me. I play a lot of dates every year, too. Peace, love, and harmony is great, important indeed, but so is forgiveness, and we got to have that, too." Love wasn't ready to forgive Wilson or his cousin's father, Murray, the Beach Boys' first manager, for all the damage Love said he caused over the years. Despite Love's indignation about the lawsuits that prevented various artists from attending the ceremony, he had repeatedly sued and threatened to sue Wilson over royalties, copyrights, and defamation. Love won some of these suits and finally received $2 million in back royalties and writing credits for 35 songs that were initially attributed exclusively to Wilson, but remained the black sheep of the Beach Boys family. What did I do? Why am I the villain? How did it get to this? He asked his wife, according to the 2016 Rolling Stone article, in which he also claimed many of the comments attributed to him over the years are false. He reportedly wondered aloud, "Who's going to hear this shit? The ears of a dog?" during sessions of their classic 1966 album Pet Sounds. then purportedly levied criticism that caused Wilson to shelve the Smile LP for decades. The fable is I'm such an asshole, but a lot of the stuff is skewed by the crazies, Love said. I never said half the shit that's attributed to me. I mean, I must be pretty prolific and asshole type things to say, like I get up in the morning thinking I've got a job to do. How can I be a total jerk today? Given ample opportunity to apologize for and explain his behavior at the Rock Hall induction over the years, he opted not to, saying only that he had skipped his meditation session that morning, part of a twice-daily practice he's kept for more than 50 years after learning it directly from the Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. It was so funny, he explained. Someone said to me, "Hey Mike, you're either meditating too much or not enough." Love again joked about his meditation practice in 2016, pointing out that it's not safe for him to skip it. "I need to meditate," he said. "Well, let's put it this way. It's not going good for me to miss meditation, and not good for others too." Asked to point blank whether he'd regret from the fateful ceremony, Love told Rolling Stone the only thing he could have done differently was to meditate that morning. Just 8 months later, however, he saw it differently. He showed the remorse that had been missing from his public comments since the Hall of Fame speech in a talk of civility at Stanford's Ferguson Library. "If I could take it back, I would," he said. "I'm just so grateful. I wish I would have been able to say all that in 1988. All I can do is express my gratitude tonight and every day forward. Better late than never." I thought his excuse was pretty poor, to say the least. If I was there, I'd tell him, "Go meditate. Get away from me." You know, it's just very sad. Please, if you have not yet, please subscribe. Please share these out with your family and friends if they're in the rock or in the country or whatever. I think everybody loves the Beach Boys. And ask them to please subscribe. And keep coming back and watching. If you got something you want to see, let me know. As this one was by request. Somebody wanted to see something on the Beach Boys. And I will fulfill all requests if it's possible. So, leave your request in the comment section and we'll go from there. Have a great day, all you all. God bless you. And I'll be praying for you.